Alright, so I want to share a story about a realization I just came to while in the gym hitting legs. For those of y'all that don't know my story or anything, basically, I'm 19, I'm a freshman in college. After high school, I made the decision to not attend a 4-year university like every single person from my school was doing, and I chose to try to start a clothing brand, start a business. Long story short, that business failed, and during the past 8 or 9 months that all my buddies have been in college and I've been home, I've gone through 2 major seasons of character growth, of self-development, right? So I'm sitting in the gym talking to a couple of my friends, and all of a sudden this wave of just fear of missing out, FOMO, for any of y'all that know that acronym, just completely came over me. And this doesn't really happen very often. Like, it's happened before, I've had those feelings, but nothing really like this. And that got me thinking. This was at the beginning of my workout, and it just kind of kept popping back in my brain, right? Like, it just really wouldn't leave. But as I get to thinking more and I'm nearing the end of my workout, I'm kind of just thinking of video ideas, because I have a Google Doc where I write down things that I want to make videos on. And I started thinking about this video that I wanted to make called Service Equals Purpose, which is what y'all are watching right now. And that made me come to the realization that if I didn't make this choice to not go to a 4-year university, I was going to Clemson, that's where I was enrolled in. I'm from Dallas, Texas. I was going all the way East Coast, far as fuck from me. I realized that if I didn't make this decision, I more than likely would not have had this realization that service and ultimately living for others is probably the number one thing you can do in life for your own happiness and well-being. And that's really the whole goal of making these videos I'm starting to make now, is because I really am passionate about serving others and being a voice that really does impose good on our generation. I've always found extreme value and extreme purpose in talking to just a friend who might be going through something, right? Or having those deep conversations where you really get down to the nitty-gritty in someone's life and someone actually tells you how they're feeling or what they're going through and shit like that, right? And I'm sure everybody else knows this feeling, but when you do something generous for someone, you feel fucking great. There's just this wave of happiness that kind of comes over you, and this wave of, I guess, fulfillment and purpose that really, I guess, something in your brain resonates with. I think we're wired that way because of God, because of what the Bible says. Religious or not, I think it's very hard to deny that doing something good for someone else makes you feel good, right? And really starting this channel and starting to talk about real shit that goes on in my life and lives of other people around our age, and really anybody in the fucking world, I'm realizing that service and really having goals in mind that aren't just for your benefit is so fucking paramount to self-improvement, to faith if you guys are religious, and just your overall happiness in life. Of course, there's other layers of purpose, and I really want to take a deep dive into this in another video about what I believe to be the pillars of purpose and fulfillment in life. And I think one piece of advice I heard that led to me having this like clear-cut understanding of service and its importance was a YouTuber that I think makes great fucking videos on the platform, John Mark Stevenson. He's an aggressive motherfucker. Like, his talks are called aggression talks. Like, he is a serious motherfucker, right? Like, that's his calling card. That's who he is. And you really don't see him smile very much in his videos, but one time I heard him say really the number one thing that puts a smile on his face, or you can find him fucking cheesing, is when a client of his or when someone in his community or a comment or anything, he sees someone say that he helped them on their journey, or he said something that really resonated with them that caused them to take action on their life. And that is exactly what I want to fucking do with this channel at the end of the day, and do with the rest of my socials, right? Even if it's just some random person halfway across the country that sees one of my TikToks or whatever, I want them to feel that way to some degree, right? That's the overall goal. Even just seeing the couple of comments left on these past couple of videos I made, and maybe a few on TikTok, people, whatever, asking for advice or saying that something I said resonated with them. Like, even the fucking 2 or 3 there've been, it's just been like, damn, like that. Sorry, my camera died, but I don't have too much more to say. But what I was saying was those few comments that I've seen, like, that's really what this whole shit is all about. And I really think purpose, your work, needs to be derived from this goal of really wanting to fucking help other people and really wanting to build relationships through all this and all that. Like, that, as humans, we want to be part of a tribe. Like, there's a book I need to read called, I think it's called Tribe, that basically deep dives into this idea, but we all want to be part of a tribe. We're primal at the end of the day. So yeah, going forward, it doesn't have to be on social media. That's not the whole point of this video. The whole point of this video It's to say, be that friend, be that son, be that grandson, be that boyfriend. That's the person that really wants to like serve. And you're going to have shortcomings. I fuck up every single day probably in one of those regards, as a friend, son, grandson, whatever. We're all going to fuck up, right? Like, that's the nature of sin, if you guys are religious or not. But going forward, try and have that parallel in your mind of happiness and service and generosity. At the end of the day, there is not a single successful person that would be where they were without some sort of help from others. Not one. As much as people want to say they're self-made and all that, and that word gets thrown around a fuck ton in the entrepreneurship space, it's bullshit. You've heard a piece of advice, you've had a friend that helped you, you've had a business partner, you've had an employee, like, fuck all that. That's the dumbest shit ever that people say. I get in the context they're trying to use it in, but everybody needs help. And every time you do something for someone, it comes back to you probably tenfold. And if it doesn't, you're still going to feel good about yourself at the end of the day and have no guilt or shame going forward. So yeah, this should be a pretty quick video, but I hope this resonated in a way. This is something that, like, was on the forefront of my video ideas, and just kind of that realization there through getting the FOMO made me realize, like, fuck, like, this is important. I really would not want to be anywhere else in my life due to me realizing this, and due to me having those feelings through the comments or having friends talk to me and shit, and really feeling like you're making a difference in the world, as small or as big as it may be, because everybody has that capability. So I hope you'll have a great rest of your day or night, and God bless.